The original Batman, true story of Vigilante, Bill Smith, who lived in the 1800s and genesis of the DC hero. When we think of superheroes on screen, they seem like a figment of imagination, but Batman is not just a superhero or a muscular character sketched by some artist. Instead, he is believed to be inspired by a real person. The Suffolk Gazette investigation unraveled this long-hidden truth in what became a social media sensation. A mysterious, vintage-looking photograph had been circulating online for a while, and the man in it has been revealed as the inspiration behind DC's Caped Crusader. The image of the mysterious masked man has been claimed to be the original inspiration for the famed comic book Vigilante. With many theories attached to the picture, the image seems to be blurry and of a bearded man in a leather mask, similar to the one worn by Batman. One of many stories goes, the photo is of a butcher named Bill Smith and dates back to 1892 New York. Smith moved from Suffolk to America in 1870. Later, he settled in New York, where he worked in a butcher shop. It's a remarkable story of how he turned a vigilante after his shop was repeatedly targeted by shoplifters. According to municipal archives, Bill Smith was first charged in 1878 for catching and punching a thief who had run out of the shop with a leg of lamb over his shoulder. The episode inspired Mr. Smith, according to parish records, and he left Suffolk, where he worked as a farm laborer, to board a liner from Liverpool to New York to seek a better life. Unfortunately, bad luck followed him. He went on to tackle more thieves and soon gained notoriety as a vigilante. It took 4 more years for him to adopt his famous head mask, which made him look like a bat in order to hide his real identity. He then patrolled his neighborhood by night looking for evildoers. However, the bat-masked picture of Bill Smith was not actually an inspiration for the character of Batman. In 2020, the Suffolk Gazette posted on Facebook clarifying that the story was not real. Batman was created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger. The first comic strip featuring the masked vigilante appeared in the 1939 version of Detective Comic. He was also inspired by a 1920s movie called The Mark of Zorro, a radio show called The Shadow, and a 1930 movie called The Bat Whispers. The movie featured a criminal with a cape who shines his bat insignia on the wall just before he is about to kill his victims. The character also stands on the roof of a building as he spreads out his cape. Bob Kane also credited artist Leonardo da Vinci for inspiring him. He said, "I remember when I was 12 or 13, I was an ardent reader of books on how things began, and I came across a book about Leonardo da Vinci. This had a picture of a flying machine with huge bat wings. It looked like a Batman to me." The actual name of Batman was also inspired by 2 actual historical figures. When Bob Kane and Bill Finger chose the name Bruce Wayne, who would constantly save Gotham City from sinister criminals, the creators dove into the past and sought real-life heroes. Robert the Bruce was a name with certain aristocratic connotations who ruled as King of the Scots for over 20 years, but became known as a Braveheart freedom fighter. Batman's surname comes from one of America's founding fathers, Mad Anthony Wayne, a brigadier general in the American Revolution who fought against the British during the colonial past. The general is actually the canonical ancestor to Batman in DC Comics. Well, it's certainly fitting for Batman to be named after noble heroes. The symbolism shows how he will never stop fighting for the right thing and saving the people with an eye on the greater good.